Welcome, I'm Melinda Kirami. Tonight, Nigerian army alleges plots by groups in the country and foreign interests to scuttle President Muhammadu Buhari's inauguration for a second term on May the 29th. Women groups take to the streets of the nation's capital, Abuja, to protest the arrests and alleged assault on girls by the police in the nation's capital. And Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, John Cardinal Naiko, raises concern over increasing cases of irregular migration, calls on the government to make the country home for all Nigerians. And tension rises between Israel and Palestine after militants in the Gaza Strip fired rockets into Israel, prompting airstrikes on the Palestinian territory.
On Business News tonight, Securities and Exchange Commission partners Federal Competition and Consumer Protection Commission on Consumer Protection Act 2019.
The sports news tonight, Rangers eager to return to winning ways as they battle Aimba this Sunday after suffering back-to-back defeats in the Nigerian Professional Football League.
Preparations for the May the 29th inauguration day is in top gear, and while elected public officials are making final plans for the swearing-in ceremony, the army is calling government's attention to a purported plan by some groups and foreign interests to disrupt the ceremony. A statement by the acting director of Army Public Relations, Colonel Sagil Musa, alleges that some unpatriotic groups are determined to cause mayhem and escalate the security situation in Nigeria and the West African sub-region. The statement says these persons and groups are making concerted efforts to further induce terrorists and bandits with funds and other logistic support. Colonel Musa adds that some other groups are churning out falsehood against the security agencies with a view to setting the military against the people and the government. The statement adds, quote, "We also noted that foreign interests are also working assiduously to cause disaffection and divide the coalition multinational joint task force to give room for the so-called Islamic State for West African Province, ISWAP, and its defeated local franchise, Boko Haram, to resurrect. They are also demoralizing troops and security agencies through false accusations and fake news. Therefore, it has become necessary to inform the public and warn such persons and groups to desist, as the consequences of their actions will be calamitous to themselves and our great country." End of quote. The army is also alleging that the group is targeting the May 29th inauguration following their failure to disrupt the conduct of the just concluded elections. The governor of Kaduna State, Nasarawa, has inaugurated the military detachment base built by the Nigerian Air Force in Biringwari local government area of the state as part of efforts to end rural armed banditry and kidnapping in the area. Governor El-Rufai appeals to the Nigerian Air Force to extend similar military base to Kajuru local government area, where there has been a lot of conflicts between herders and the locals, as well as deploy more special forces along the Kaduna-Abuja highway to reduce the menace of kidnapping on the busy road. On his part, the Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, says the decision to set up an Air Force forward operation base in Biringwari is in line with the mandate of the military.
Nigerian Air Force for some time now has been involved in various internal security operations in the country, either singly or in conjunction with sister services. We are committed, therefore, as a service to ensuring that the menace of terrorism, kidnapping, cattle rustling, and armed banditry are addressed decisively. Let me quickly add here that the establishment of 271 NAV detachment Biringwari will not have been possible without the support of the President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces of Nigeria, His Excellency President Muhammadu Buhari, who is exceedingly committed to ensuring security of all Nigerians.
While we recognize the efforts of the Nigerian Air Force, we also want to further appeal to the Chief of the Air Staff to approve the deployment of Nigeria Air Force Special Forces to help man the Kaduna-Abuja road, to participate in the new joint security operations there, as well as consider establishing another detachment in the Kajuru area where we have continued to face ongoing security challenges. We are confident of the capabilities and the value addition of the Nigerian Air Force, and the Nigerian Air Force ISR capabilities have really helped troops on the ground.
And still stalking security, but this time in Nasarawa State, where there appears to be no signs of improvement despite efforts by security agencies to ensure the safety of lives and property. Again, 2 people have been reportedly killed in a fresh attack in one-day community of Akanga local government area. The Commissioner of Police in the state, Bola Longe, who confirmed the incident to Channels Television's Kano correspondent, said the attack occurred last night when some yet-to-be-identified gunmen invaded the community. Our correspondent, Halima Gayam, has the rest of the story.
This is not the first chain of attack in Akanga local government area. In the last 2 months, there has been attacks and reprisals. This is raising serious concern owing to the fact that Akanga local government area in recent past was one of the peaceful local government areas of the state, not until recently when the narrative began to change. Within March, April and May, over 5 villages have been attacked, leaving no fewer than 20 persons killed, many houses burnt, properties and food items worth millions of naira destroyed, with a number of persons, mostly women and children, displaced. These occurrences, which has compromised the tranquility of the area, has prompted several peace meetings. However, how soon such peace-building effort begins to yield results relies upon the acknowledgement of the warring parties. Halima Gayam, Channels Television News.
Nasarawa, let's move to Katsina State, where some residents have continued to lament the increasing level of insecurity in that state. They believe special attention needs to be given to the 8 security frontline local government areas in order to reduce crime in the state.
It's a bit bitter, the experience, you know, to be kidnapped and stay in the hands of these bandits for more than 10 days is not something easy.
This is one of the 6 victims of kidnapping recently rescued by the 17th Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Katsina State. His experience speaks of the anguish several residents of the troubled state are suffering due to the prevailing security situation there. Kidnapping, armed banditry, rampant killings of innocent civilians are some of the issues they've had to deal with on a regular basis. And villages being attacked and razed has become a norm. The Fana local government is one of the worst hit. Governor Aminu Maseri visits to sympathize with the victims.
The people have a role to play because most of the informants and some of these agents of kidnapping and cattle rustler are living among the people. So they should be able to inform us discreetly, and they will take all the necessary action. And any other occasion they happen together should pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to bring back peace.
On January the 10th this year, the Nigerian Army launched exercise Egueke 3, also known as Operation Python Dance, in Batagarawa local government area of the state. It was part of the measures to complement the already existing ongoing Sharandaji and Mesa operations taking place to rid the state and country of criminal elements.
The aim of this objective, which is mainly for training, but with the possibility of translating into real-time exercise, is to ensure that in Northwest Zone, and indeed the entire country, is rid of all the criminal elements that have been terrorizing our innocent citizens for some time now.
Despite the existing 35 Battalion and 17 Brigade of the Nigerian Army in the state, coupled with air power deployed to combat the menace, these vices still persist in the state.
I don't believe there is very good synergy between these security agencies. the police, the military, the civil defense, and the state security service.
In this operation, Nigerian security agencies are also involved to ensure well-coordinated action.
We came also to see how we can improve what we are doing already on the field together. This is the aim of our coming here in Katsina.
With the growing level of insecurity and the continuous outcry from the masses for an end to the killings, the government may have to redouble its efforts in this regard to meet the expectations of the people.
Some women in the Federal Capital Territory today staged a protest over what they described as the illegal arrest, detention and rape of some ladies for alleged prostitution. The Joint Tax Team of the Federal Capital Territory Authority, FCTA, had over the past weeks raided some nightclubs in the nation's capital and arrested about 100 women suspected to be prostitutes. Our correspondent, Terry Kumi, has the rest of the story.
Dressed in black, no makeup on their faces, these women, who perhaps are in no way related to the women arrested, have taken up the responsibility of calling the authorities to order. In the company of some men, and interestingly, accompanied by the police at the center of the accusations, they march through the streets of Abuja. In the past 3 weeks, almost 100 women and girls have been arrested by the Joint Task Force of the Federal Capital Territory Administration on allegation of prostitution. In fact, in one night on the 27th of April 2019, about 70 women were arrested. Those arrested were taken to and detained at a police station, an action which eventually led to allegations of rape against the police.
You are supposed to be the ones protecting us, and you're raping us, you're beating us up, you're carrying us. You see us here, we are tired, and we are saying enough, enough, enough. The moment you have a voice, they call you a prostitute. The moment you refuse to be called, they call you a prostitute.
Prostitution is regarded as illegal in the FCT. When the officials raid nightclubs and other suspicious outlets, women are arrested, probably for looking the part.
I have a choice to wear whatever it is. I have a right to wear the hijab, and another have a right to wear mini or not wear anything.
They take their protest to the command office at Gariki and are received by the Deputy Commissioner of Police in charge of operations.
Incidentally, the Commissioner of Police, Balachi Roma, only yesterday he had formed a high-powered delegation to investigate this matter. As a matter of fact, when the information got to him, he had not only reached the complainants, because I have recognized some of you that came under the umbrella of women lawyers, and they met with him, and investigations has commenced. I want to assure you that perpetrators of this act will be fished out and they will be punished. And as much as possible,
Publicly, they should be paraded.
This will be done, I want to assure you.
To be a woman is not a crime.
Perhaps the question of how the authorities identify who is or isn't a prostitute just by dressing, walking, standing by the road, or attending a party or nightclub comes to the fore. All attention will now be on how the police handles these allegations of rape against its officers. Terry Ikumi, Channels Television News.
When the news at 10 returns, the African Democratic Party expels the former National Secretary of the party, Mr. James Okoroma, and 16 other members over alleged anti-party activities. Please join us again.